Hello fellow Scratchers! This is a super short but hopefully helpful tutorial on how to create those nice sprite trail effects in Scratch. They were recently featured in my boys video and I got a lot of requests asking how did I do it, so without further ado, I'll show you. I'll start by creating a forever loop so that Scratchcat follows my mouse pointer, just like this. And now we have something to add a trail to. So, there are two different approaches to creating trails, using clones and stamping, each with its own benefits and drawbacks. First, we'll look at the cloning technique. Drop a create clone of myself into the forever loop. And woo! We're off! Right away you can see that we are leaving a trail of cats behind our mouse. And the clones are building up fast. In fact, within no time at all we hit the 300 clone limit, and bam! No more clones can be made, so the trail stops forming here. But not to worry, I wasn't envisaging having a trail anywhere near this long anyhow. So how do we make it shorter? Bring in a when I start as clone, and a repeat 10 loop. After about 10 repeats, we can delete this clone. The result of this is that each clone will hang around for about 10 ticks of our game and then be deleted. That's cool! But the effect we are after is for the trail to fade away gradually rather than just stopping all at once. So from the looks category, drop in a change effect by block, and we want the ghost effect. For now, set the change amount to also be 10. And then run the project. And there we go! We have achieved a simple sprite trail. That's really smart. If I just pause the video for a moment, I would like to point something out. And that is that the trail left behind by a ghost clone is visible through the clone in front of it. And this may not bother you, but just remember this for now, as I will revisit it later on. Okay, so we have a trail that is 10 clones long. What if we want longer trails? No problem. To make it easy, create a new custom block, naming it fade over, and we need an input of frames, and why not finish with a label frames? And for once, we don't want to run without screen refresh. That's because this script wants to perform an animation over a number of frames, not run in a single quick frame. So we'll drop this in as the first block when I start as clone. And the following scripts, they can move into the new define block. Nice. The idea then is that we can enter how many frames we want our trail to last for. Let's try 25 frames. So our repeat block can now use the frames input. That will be 25 right now. But what about this change ghost effect? How much do we need to change this by to make the fade last for 25 frames? The solution is to consider that a ghost of 100 is fully ghosted. So if we divide that 100 into frames, that is 25 pieces, then that will add back up to 100 after 25 repeats. Perfect. Run the project. Yeah, that's splendid. Very cool indeed. Now we can choose exactly how long each trail will be. So we did it! So why isn't this tutorial over? Well, because using clones to create trails is not always possible. You see, we only have 300 clones to work with at any one time. And often we want more than just one sprite to have a trail. So I'm going to teach you option 2. And this one uses the pen extension and stamping. So let's rewind and go back to our simple forever loop without any cloning in sight. Now click on the extensions button and choose the pen extension. Brill! We can drop an erase all as the first block in our script just to ensure we begin with a blank pen canvas each time the project runs. And try placing a stamp block right after moving the sprite in the forever loop. And here we go again! We have an endless stamping mouse trail. That was easy, and this time no clones being created, and thus no limit on how long I can go on drawing this trail. Where we do have a problem is getting this long trail to fade out, since once we stamp a sprite, it's no longer changeable, it's just part of the background. Well then, we'll need another trick, and let me show you something. Start with an erase all and click that, and I'll move Scratchcat into the open. Next up, make a new sprite, and we'll name it Fader. I'll make it a bitmap costume, and then I can fill it pure white. Yeah, that fully obscures Scratchcat for now, who is behind this fader sprite. Some scripts. When flag clicked, go to 0, 0. This ensures it fully covers the stage. And then go to the back and hide. That will bring Scratchy into view once more. And we want to now click into the Scratchcat Sprite 1 and duplicate the stamp block. This is what I wanted to show you. Click Stamp, and I can now move Scratchcat over to the right, leaving behind the stamped cat as expected. So what happens if we then stamp the white fader sprite right afterwards? Well, no prizes, I'm afraid, if you guessed that it would stamp the white costume right over the old stamped cat costume. They are now completely erased, so that wasn't so useful. Okay then, let me set that back up again, stamping the cat, and come back to the fader sprite once more. This time though, we set the ghost effect to 50, before we stamp the background. So this time, when we click the scripts, rather than making the whole stage white, we only fade it towards white by half, 50% white. That is cool. Then, once more, we can stamp the cat where it is, and we get a fresh, bright cat. Back in the fader sprite, do the stamp again, and not only does the last stamped cat fade away, but the older faded cat fades out even further. That's so cool. This process we can just simply repeat over and over. Each click of the fade script makes the previous stamped graphics fade further and further away until they finally vanish from view. I think you get the idea. Let's put this into practice. Stick the set ghost effect after the other scripts and bring in a forever loop for our stamp block. This will now continually fade away anything that we try to stamp. In our case, that would be our Scratchcat, stamped in its own forever loop over here. If we run the project, then well, can you see the trail? Yes, it's there. Very subtle, but it is there. To make it more prominent, all we need to do is change this ghost effect to a larger value, approaching 100. Let's try 90%. Wow, guys, look at that! Now this is quite a different effect to the clone-based trails. Firstly, if I pause it for a second, see how each cat is not transparent? You can't see the cat behind showing through. That makes the trail a lot cleaner and less confused than the clone-based one. Plus, we are no longer creating tons of clones, and that is a good thing too. But the other difference is that the trail does tend to have this screen burn effect. Like, it fades away, but the last residue hangs around for a lot longer than you might otherwise expect. Well, that is the way of it, and how this method tends to work. Do try changing the ghost effect to different values to alter the effect. It is actually quite fun. And you can try each of these methods using clones or stamping, and find the one you prefer. Many Scratch projects use either of these, but if you saw my Boids video, I was using the stamping method for my Boids. The reason was that I had way too many clones already to afford using more just for the trails. So we come to the end of this short tutorial. I hope this was helpful to some of you and that you can just slot that into your projects and have some fun. It works great in so many different projects and games. Feel free to drop me a comment under the video if you had some success with this. I'd love to hear what you've been up to. If you enjoy watching my videos, please smash that like button and do subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the next exciting tutorial. But that's it for now. Have a great week ahead and scratch on, guys.